students, now in this video class we are going to discuss about 12th standard computer science chapter 4 algorithmic strategies. In the previous class we discussed about searching techniques, that is what is mean by linear search and what is mean by binary search. Now in this class we are going to discuss about dynamic programming methods. So dynamic programming is also one of the algorithmic design method. So when we need this programming technique means dynamic programming technique means when the solution to a problem can be viewed as the result of the sequence of decisions. So when you view sequence of decision, then we need a dynamic programming concepts. So in this approach we can also use divide and conquer method. So in this divide and conquer method we already discussed, in last class we discussed in binary search what is mean by divide and conquer method. So divide and conquer method is used to divide a big problem into smaller sub problems. Okay. So we find the solution of the sub problem and combine all the solutions of sub problems to find the solution of the given problem. Is known as the dynamic divide and conquer method. So in dynamic programming approach, we can also use a divide and conquer technique to find the solution of the given problem. Okay. Dynamic programming is used whenever problems can be divided into similar sub-problems, so that their results can be reused to complete the process. So dynamic programming approaches are used to find the solutions in optimized way. For every inner sub-problem, dynamic programs algorithm will try to check the results of the previously solved subproblems. The solution of overlapped subproblems are combined in order to get the better solution. That is, so when we need a dynamic programming approach means when the solution of the problem is depending on the solution of the previous one. And then based on that previous solution we can find the solution of the next stage like that. Okay. So depending of the previous solution only we can able to find the solution of the current problem. Okay. So for this situations we can use a dynamic programming concept. Now we can see what are the steps needed for dynamic programming approach. So in this programming method we first do to divide a problem into sub problems. Okay. The first step what we want to do, we just divide a given problem into the smaller sub problems. And then what is the next step? To find the solution of the sub problems and join the solution of sub problems to find the solution of the given problem. That is the second step. Okay. Now you can say this points. The first step is the given problem will be divided into smaller overlapping sub problems. That is to divide a given problem into sub problems. And then what is the next step? An optimum solution for the given problem can be achieved by using result of smaller sub problems. Okay. So in dynamic programs dynamic algorithms uses memoizations also. Memoization is nothing but this is also one of the algorithmic method. This method is used to speed up the computer programs. Okay. So memoization is used to speed up the computer programs. So you see this speed of why we need a memoization technique is used to speed up the computer programs. Okay. By storing the result of expensive function calls and returning the cached result when the same inputs occurs again. So in this technique we can store the data in the cache memory. In 11th standard we studied hierarchy of memory, and that which one is having the high priority, cache memory. So we can store the data in cache memory and we access fast at the time of processing. Okay. So here also we can use cache memory to store the results of the given problem. Then we can able to retrieve the data as fast as possible. Okay. So this memoization technique is also used in the dynamic programming concepts, dynamic programming algorithmic techniques. Okay. Now you can see one example for dynamic programming, dynamic design algorithms. Okay. In this example we are going to Find the Fibonacci series. Fibonacci series is also one of the number sequence. We know no prime numbers and then factorial numbers like that. Fibonacci series is also one of the number sequence. So how we can generate this numbers means we just add two previous number for for getting the Fibonacci value for the current number. Okay. Now you can see this Fibonacci series generates the subsequent number by adding two previous numbers. Okay, how we can get the Fibonacci number? By adding two previous numbers to get the current number of Fibonacci. So Fibonacci series starts from two numbers, that is fib of 0 and fib of 1. The constant value assigned for fib of 0 and fib of 1 is 0 and 1. That is the value of fib of 0 and fib of 1 is 0 and 1. Fib of 0 is equal to 0 and fib of 1 is equal to 1. Okay. So now we are going to calculate see one example for calculating Fibonacci values. So Fibonacci series, how we can calculate the general formula given here. Okay, that is what is the general formula? Fib of n equal to fib of n minus 1 plus fib of n minus 2. So if you want to find fib of 2, then how we can find fib of 2 is equal to fib of 1 plus fib of 0. So what is the value for fib of 1? Fib of 1 value is 1 plus fib of 0 value is 0. So 1 plus 0 we get the value 1. So fib of 2 is equal to 1. Like that we can get the value for the Fibonacci series numbers. Okay. So now we can see here Fibonacci series for the value for the n value 8 can look like this. So your Fibonacci series value is 8. How we can calculate? We know already fib of 0 is 0 and fib of 1 is 1. Okay. So then we just add these two numbers, we get the value for fib of 2. So 0 plus 1, what we get? We get fib of 2. Fib of 2 is 2. And then fib of 3. What is the value for fib of 3? So we just add this two previous number, that is 1 and 2. 1 plus 1. What we get? We get the value 2. So that is the fib of 3. And then how we can get the value for fib of 4? We just add this two numbers 2 and 3. So what is the value for fib of 2 and 3? 1 plus 2. So what is the value for 1 plus 2? We get the value 3. Okay, now we can calculate the fib of 5. So how we can calculate fib of 5? We just add this two numbers, that is 3 and 4. What is the value for 3 and 4? We just add 3 and 5. 3 plus 5, 8. And then fib of 6, fib of 7. Like that we can add, we get the value for this numbers. Okay, is it clear? So fib of 8, if we need fib of 8 means we must add fib of 7 and fib of 6. Okay, so for that we can get the value for this fib of 8. Okay, that is we just add previous two numbers for each and every stage. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we get the value like this. So now you can see Fibonacci iterative algorithm with dynamic programming approach. So the following example shows a simple dynamic programming approach for generations of Fibonacci series. How we can generate a Fibonacci series. Okay. So what is the initial value for Fibonacci numbers? F0 is equal to 0. That is fib of 0 equal to 0 and then fib of 1 equal to 1. Here fib of 0 and fib of 1 is specified by F0 and F1. Okay. So we just take the initial value. F0 is equal to 0. F1 is equal to 1. Okay. So we just print the initial value for the Fibonacci numbers. F0 and F1. Calculate Fibonacci. Fib is equal to fib of 0 plus that is F0 plus F1. Okay. So assign F0 implies F1 and then F1 implies Fib. Okay, we just interchange the value here. Step 3, we just interchange the values, that is assign f of 0 is equal to f of 1 and then f1 is equal to fib. Okay, so here the arrow mark symbol is used for assignment statement. We assign the values of f1 to f0 and f to fib f1. Okay, so print the next consecutive value of Fibonacci fib. So here we are going to find the next values for Fibonacci series. So go to step 2 and repeat until the specified number of terms generated. In step 2, what you have to do, we are calculating the value for the Fibonacci series for given number. Okay, for each and every time we just interchange the value and add the previous two numbers. Okay, for that only we are interchanging. Here we are interchanging the values. Okay, here and see this statement, fib of 0 equal to fib of 1, f1 equal to fib. Okay, so this statement is used for assign the interchange values. Okay, and then for example, if we generate Fibonacci series up to 10 digit, the algorithm will generate the series as shown below. Okay, so like this only the values are created. Okay, now I will write and show it to you how the values are generated. Okay, so fib, for example, now I will generate the value for fib of 3. So f of 3, if you want to find the value for f of 3, how we can calculate f of 2 plus fib of 1. Okay, so how we can, what is the value for fib of 2? We don't know what is the value for fib of 2. Okay, so f2 is equal to, how we can calculate from the previous two numbers. So f of 1 plus f of 0. Now we know the value for f of 1 and f of 2. Yes, so what is the value for f of 1? The f of 1 value is 1 and then fib of 0 is 0. So now we can get, what is the value? You can get it, you can get the value for this one as 1. Okay, so is it clear? So now we can get the value for this is 1. So fib of 2 is 1. Okay, so now we can get, if we just substitute this value in this series, 1 plus fib of 1 is 1. So 1 plus 1 we get the value for fib of 3 is 2. Okay, so like this only the calculations can be done with this algorithm. Okay, is it clear? Now you can understand how the dynamic programs are working. Dynamic programming concept is used to, here the solution is depending the solution of the previous stage. Okay, this is known as dynamic programming algorithm design technique. So that's all about this fourth lesson. So in the next class we discuss in the new lesson, that is chapter 5. Okay, okay students, thank you.